WinCross is the industry-leading crosstab software solution from the analytical group. WinCross will help you easily highlight trends in data and determine statistical significance. Our WinCross interface is easy to use and features flexible reporting options for the experienced analyst or brand new user. Support data files include SPSS, Excel, and CSV. In this demonstration, I will be showcasing the Analytical Intelligence, or AI feature that creates an entire job file in seconds. To begin here, I have a data file open in WinCross. This is an SAV data file. It's very similar to SPSS in that we have a data tab and a variables tab. Currently, we are looking at the variables tab. In our first column, we have a list of variables, the labels, and then the value labels. WinCross is able to use these labels and values to easily create tables. So to begin here, we'll go to Setup, Express Tables from Variable Data. And this is going to be showcasing our Analytical Intelligence, or AI feature that automatically creates tables for us. What this does is WinCross looks at the variables and determines if it is a single response, multiple response, range scale, or something else. Based on what it determines, it then creates tables for us automatically based on our properties section. To begin here, I'm going to use auto create just to create everything, and then we'll backtrack to see kind of how we got here. So I'll click auto create in the middle. WinCross went through and it created 56 tables for me. And these are all of our tables here. I'll click OK. Let's take a look at these tables. So I'll go to Run Tables, and I'm going to run all 56 tables. And we can see here at the top we have our table contents. That's related to our tables. And if I scroll down, we'll see our tables. Since we haven't created a banner yet, all of our tables will be run in total. And here's our first table, region. We can see our filter row here of total answering, and then our individual stubs. If I scroll down to our second table here, this one's pretty cool. Question 1, on average, how many hours per week do you spend participating in outdoor activities at Arizona parks? And we have all of our stubs, and we have a mean. What's nice though is WinCross determined based on these stubs there that we probably want to have a mean on it, and also put our midpoints for us. So it automatically put the midpoints for us and put in parentheses of what values it's using, and the mean is going to be calculated off of those midpoints. If I go to our next set of tables here, this is our attribute tables. We have a top 2-box summary table here of all of our different attributes, a bottom 2-box summary table, a mean summary table, and then the individual tables. So here's our first attribute type question, agreeing with the following statement. And if you look at the stubs here, we can see that WinCross automatically flipped our scale. So our positive answers at the top of the table are strongly agree down to strongly disagree. It also automatically added our nets for us. So we have a top 2-box that was automatically added, a bottom 2-box, and the mean standard deviation standard error. Again, I didn't do any of this, as WinCross automatically did all of this for me. And so let's see how WinCross did all that. So if I go back to Setup, Express Tables from Variable Data, everything that was created is derived from our Properties section. So I click on our Properties, and this is where you can change, make the properties more custom for you. So for example, our top 2-box, currently it says top n box. So whatever the n is, it'll substitute that there. If you wanted to, you can instead have this say net top 2-box or T2B, so you can change the abbreviations here. There's also for the summary tables. Those summary tables, you can have them turned off if you want, or you can have them also placed at the bottom after the individual tables, so you can change the location of them. Nets have advanced options as well. So currently the nets are being placed with the code values that they are associated with. However, you can change all the nets to be at the top of the table or at the bottom of the table, so you can adjust those as well. There are many options in here as far as what you can change. We also have different wording options, single response options, multiple response, and open-end. So based on the type of table that WinCross determines is going to be, it's going to apply different settings for you. For our more advanced users, you can also go into the individual tables and adjust the code. So down below here, this shows you the code, behind the scenes code for the table. You can also preview the table here, and you can preview it with the banner as well. So this is previewed in total. If I wanted to preview it by, let's say, region, we can have a preview of it here as well. We also have a manual way of creating tables. So this is using our auto feature that automatically creates tables. If you want to, you can also go to the manual tab. This is more the old school way of creating tables, and it's more for our advanced analysts that to do more custom type of rows. But usually the auto will get you 98% of the way there, and then manual can be used for more custom type tables. So next thing we'll do here is, so currently we have all of our tables set up, and next we want to add a banner. So let's go to our Setup, Express Banners from Variable Data. For this example, we'll create a simple banner. So let's say we want to do region as some columns, and let's go ahead and edit this banner. So currently we have 5 columns for region. It'd be nice to also have a total column, and maybe we'll add something else as well. So let's first insert our total columns. Now we have a total and our other 5 columns for region. And maybe we wanted to do this with age as well, or gender or income. So if I scroll down to my demos here, let's pick gender. So let's select on gender. We'll do add selected variable. And here it gives us where it's going to show. So we have our header here and our 2 columns that's going to add. At the bottom, which is pretty cool, is where you want to place this. So by default, WinCross is going to add these 2 columns at the end of the banner. However, you can also stack it with the other columns as well. So if I want to stack region and gender together, I can do stack above section or below the section, or place it at the beginning or end of section. So you can change the location very easily where you want to place this. First example, we'll just add it to the end. So we'll click OK. So now we have total, region, and gender. Last thing we'll want to do with this banner is turn on significance testing. So if I go to my comparison groups tab here, WinCross has 2 main options for statistical testing. We have traditional testing or part versus whole testing or symbols. So traditional testing is just using your traditional groups. You tell WinCross what groups you want to do significance testing on, and WinCross will perform significance testing on those groups. Our part versus whole is a way of doing, instead of letters, you'll see symbols, so like an up arrow or a down arrow based on the significance testing. Part versus whole is a different test than your traditional test, and our statistical reference has more information on that. For this example, we'll do traditional tests. So we'll do define traditional groups, and I'm going to have WinCross just test by variables, which is in the bottom here. It's going to automatically add the groups for me. So I have my group 1, my region group done here, and my group 2, our gender group. I'll click OK. Lastly, you may want to adjust the type of test or the confidence levels. So by default, WinCross does a means and percents test, and it will do the default test. What the default test is WinCross does the appropriate test based on the data. So if it's an independent, if the data is independent or dependent, it'll change the test appropriately. However, if you want to force the test to always use, you can do that here. You can also change the confidence levels. So this is where you can control the 95 and 90% default options to maybe just be 95 or just be 90 or be something else that you want. Lastly, this is where you can also apply the Bonferroni correction for the analysis work as well. Click OK. So now we have a banner, create a very simple banner. We'll go ahead and run this with our tables. And we'll also run this to Excel so we can see what the Excel output looks like. So we'll go back to Run, Tables. Have my table selected already. Let's also select our banner. So the banners are stored up here and our tables are down here. Let's run this to Excel. And for this example, I'm going to just use our default Excel options. So we'll just create an Excel report using default. And here is the report in Excel. The first sheet is our table of contents, and this is hyperlinked to the tables on the next sheet. So if I scroll down, and maybe let's click our NPS summary table here. So I click my NPS summary table, and it takes us right to our NPS summary table on the next sheet. Everything you're seeing here can be completely customized. This is using the default colors. You can use your own colors that you set up in an enhanced text report, like for your company colors. You can change the settings to have the banner frozen, to show percents only, show counts only, turn sync testing off. Everything can be done on the fly. So without adjusting the settings in your job file, you can quickly adjust settings directly in WinCross. So if I go back to WinCross to show that. Our Excel options here, this is where you can quickly turn things on and off, just if you need to have a quick ad hoc one. If I want to not include frequencies, so I have a percents only set, I can uncheck this box here to include frequencies, and now I'll have a percents only set. Going back to our tables, we can see too, if we scroll through some of the tables, let's look at the significance testing. So here's a table that's a good amount of significance testing. So I'll go back to our question 1 table, we can see the significance testing here. And the letters can also be customized. You can change the shading as well. So if you didn't like this purple color, or if you want to have these bold or the letters actually a different color too, you can change that easily as well. And so there's our tables. Going back to WinCross, everything that we're doing is stored in what's called the job file. And then I go back to my express tables and variable data. Again, going back for our more advanced users, the job file is here. So here's our code behind the scenes, where if we go in directly and edit a table, we have more editing options here. So if you want to change the midpoints for the means, or change row options allow you to make custom settings for a specific row. This is all controlled within our interfaces, or you can also change it directly in the code as you become a more advanced user. However, the auto is designed to do everything for you without you having to do anything yourself, but if you want to get more advanced, you can. Moving over to some other features in WinCross. If you go to our run menu here, some more options that we have is we have run a frequency, so you can run a frequency on multiple variables at once. Open end, you can run frequencies on open ends and do different sorting based on the open ends. Simple weighting, this is a way of creating a weight in the data file using a single variable. For example, if you want to create a weight using gender, you'd enter your target percents and create a single weight from a single variable. Sample balancing, which is our most common option, is a way of creating a weight in WinCross using multiple variables. For example, if you have region and you have different target percents based on region. So you have your weighting your West Coast people and your East Coast people differently based on gender, income, ethnicity, education, etc. So you have different target percents, but you need to create a single weight. So sample balancing is used to create a single weight using multiple variables. And we have factor analysis and regression analysis. We also have a way of creating charts. These are powerful WinCross charts from WinCross that are PowerPoint, Word, and Excel friendly. They're true charts and not stored as images, so you create a true chart to PowerPoint that you can further edit if need be. The charts are derived from the tables and the banners in WinCross. It can be completely customized and also show significance testing as well. Presentation is designed to create a PowerPoint presentation in WinCross to export to PowerPoint. The goal is to get as close to a finalized PowerPoint presentation as possible to leave you having as few edits as possible directly in PowerPoint. Another option here is our set glossary variables. Glossary variables are like similar to an SPS file in SPSS, where you can do advanced recoding, cleaning of the data file. You can do indexing, recoding, renaming, any type of data clean that needs to be done directly in the glossary. And that can be applied to the data file or not applied to the data file. That's up to you. And last, we have side-by-sides is another type of table creation, which is side-by-side, bar plus, or grid tables or line tables. For WinCross support, WinCross support is included in your first year of purchasing WinCross. After that first year, the maintenance program is optional to remain a part of. If you remain in the maintenance program, you receive free upgrades and support included. And for a more custom demonstration of WinCross, please contact us at sales@analyticalgroup.com, and we can set up a custom demo using your files as well. And for any other questions, please reach out to us as well. Thank you for watching this video.